Well, quite plainly, wherever nationalisation has taken place, because that effectively is what they're saying, is we want to nationalise the land. You know, it's happened through those Eastern Bloc countries in Russia and places in Eastern Europe. It happened in many countries to the north of us in Zimbabwe, where all the land was nationalised. And all it ended up with was hunger and poverty and a starving population that relied totally now on Western food aid. And that's where we've ended up in Zimbabwe is every single year since the year 2000, when our farm invasions began, we've needed food aid to be poured in from the rest of the world to stop our people from starving. And that's a terrible situation for the people of our country to be in, where more than 25% of the population of Zimbabwe has actually been forced to leave the country, many of them with absolutely nothing, to try and find work in other countries so that they can be able to support their families, because there's over 90% unemployment rate in Zimbabwe as a result of this lawlessness, this complete nationalization process that's taken place in our country. So to anyone in South Africa, they need to look at history. They need to look at what happens when governments decide they're going to nationalize private property. It just doesn't work. It creates poverty, it creates hunger, it creates a desperate population. It creates a failed state. And that's where we are today in Zimbabwe. And no one in South Africa, I'm quite sure, wants to have a failed state on their hands. But that's exactly what will happen. History, we can learn from history, or we can choose not to learn from history. And the likes of Julius Malema, if they deny history, eventually they will end up, I believe, on the wrong side of history.